Hello guys, it's NMCM and I'm going to do a short tutorial, basic setup, and just to make sure that no one's experienced problems when starting up WWE Shock Value. And here we go. Also, don't mind my voice. I'm just a little bit under the weather, but I figured I'd just give this a shot. Alright, so first things first, my folder is my current working folder, which a lot of Patreon updates and whips are. So don't mind the extra folders here. So what we want to do is just open up DuckStation. And if you don't see this, you might want to go into settings, go into general settings, and go into game list settings. The game list settings should be set to your download folder, or the folder where you, the directory where you have Shock Value unpacked. And this is mine. And for the covers to actually show, you should have the game list setting set to the cover art folder. Let's see, unless I'm missing something here. Actually, let me close this out. Actually, you can set your cover image this way, and and you would pretty much navigate to your cover art folder. I'm not going to do it because it's like just my personal information there. So, all right. First things first, before booting up, you want to make sure that all textures are enabled, because it's pretty much a modified ROM, which means a lot of the old data is not going to show, just because it's like DuckStation's text replacement was a poor release, or a PR. And so it's not exactly complete. So we had to do modifications on the ROM itself, and some using the actual emulator. So make sure that all of these are checked. Leave none of the text replacement options unchecked. You could probably leave this unchecked, but I never do. I feel like it's just better to have preload text replacements loaded. And if you want things to load a bit faster, you can change this based on your computer settings. So I feel like a reasonable amount could be like maybe 4. Sometimes I use 8. I feel like my computer can handle it, but I'll say for the purposes of this video, let's do 4. All right. None of this down here should be checked. The dumping, it works in some aspects, but I wouldn't advise using it for shock value. All right. And once you have your game list set up, it should discover the shock value modified ROM in this folder. So once that is discovered, I'm going to actually do a rescan. So pretty much it's showing that I have like 2 copies. I have one copy in the WWE Shock Value ISO folder, and I have a copy in the new folder, which is kind of like a backup. So I actually just excluded this because I didn't want 2 copies showing. Right here, you can set your hotkeys. Usually, if I'm using like a higher graphics setting, I actually use fast forward just to like speed pass, because I'm usually just like testing. I haven't really spent a lot of time playing the full mod, more so just like working on things like move animations and some updates. So I would say you can set any of these to your preferences if needed. And here you can set your controller. I currently use my Xbox my Xbox One controller, which actually works pretty well. And you can load different profiles. So for mine, it's just Xbox controller. Memory card settings are self-explanatory. Set your memory cards to wherever they are in the folder. Display settings, always leave it to hardware Direct 3D 11. 12 works, but it's a bit buggy. Vulkan and OpenGL don't really work well. Software definitely doesn't work for test replacement, so always keep it on hardware Direct 3D 11. And this is my current video adapter. You can actually set it to it's not going to be the same, of course. You can set it to whatever your default adapter is. Hopefully it can, it's good enough for gaming. So this is my default setting for my video adapter. And enhancement settings, 6 is currently 1440p. Before I actually set it a bit lower. So for this video, again, I believe I set it to 4, but I'll keep it, actually, I'll actually set it to, I'll keep it at 1440 just to see how it works on video. All right, these settings, I don't really bother. Sometimes I mute the audio just because. Achievements, no point in changing anything there. And PGXP, I wouldn't touch anything here. There's one more setting down here. If you have any graphical issues, please uncheck texture correction. This will cause some glitches in the textures. It's maybe some color patches on different attires. So for me, I currently leave this unchecked. You don't really need it. And these are my other settings. All right. Let's start the emulator. I'm actually grab my controller. All right, here we go. And this should actually load everything up in one go. All right, so that's our loading screen. Shout out to Team NMCM, Legends of Modding. It's awesome, right? And a big thank you to the Patreon. I'm going to skip this video. And this is our introductory start screen. You should see this. If you don't see this, definitely check if you have the text replacements enabled. So I'm just going to press start. And I think the issue that a lot of people are running into is that they're not seeing the user interface once the game is booted up. So if you're not seeing any of this, make sure that you're not using a regular ROM. Make sure you're using the modified version of the ROM that was provided. All right, so this is how it should look. This is our wrestler select screen. And so this is what happens when you disable the textures. So if anyone is having problems, this is probably what you will see. All right, so we're going to disable texture replacements. Kyrie. Okay. As you all know, Wade Barrett is in the shock value. But yeah, this is how it looks without textures. And if you go here, as you see, a lot of the text is missing because Kendrick had to modify the font to get it to show due to some limitations with the texture replacement of DuckStation. And here you have it. We can't see a thing except the borders and the background because we haven't enabled everything in texture replacements. But what I'm going to do is just enable texture replacements and click on something here. All right. The goal is to get the screen to load back up. All right, so let's just pick anybody random. And there we go. Our interface is there. Our wrestler select screens are there. Let's see our menu back. And our menu is back. So I'm just going to do short gameplay test. And I'm going to leave entrances off. Alrighty, here we go. All right, so as you can see, all of the textures loaded up appropriately. I guess I'll just lead the preview of Braun Strowman. I just leaked a preview of one of our updates. Anybody on the Patreon, they've already seen this at this point, but everything's working pretty well. And again, if these textures aren't loaded for you, simply just go to settings, texture replacement settings, and enable all of these. Again, if any single checkbox of these aren't replaced, this is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to see. So this is the game at its core. No texture replacements. And this is the game with texture replacements, which we would probably just have to like exit out. Alright guys, I hope this video wasn't too long. I see that it's been about 14 minutes, but I'm hoping this helped anyone that's having issues loading the game or loading textures in the game. If you are experiencing problems, feel free to reach out in the comments and I will try my best to get you up and running. I want to give you a big thank you to all the Patreon supporters, everyone that supported the mod, tweeted about the mod, made videos. This took so much work, so many years, and I'm happy that the team and I have finally been able to share it with you all. And I hope you all enjoy playing. Look forward to more updates soon. Definitely more move packages coming for Patreon. The big DLC is definitely coming once the move packs is done. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'm out. Peace.